Now here it is, Liberty Call.
My name is Tom. Uh, this is my fourth season as a volunteer on the USS Slater, um, primarily doing tours. Um, I've also done some of the maintenance and restoration stuff, some painting and some woodworking and such. Well, I've been in Albany, lived in the Albany region for the 34 or 5 years, not quite sure. Um, and knowing the Slater was here, it was a place to take friends and family when people visited. So I've probably been on the ship, well, probably had been on the ship 4 or 5 times before volunteering to work on it. So it wasn't until I retired that I started looking, for something to do. And I remembered the ship. I'd been on it a couple times, as I said. And one day, looking for something to do, I called and had no idea what I might do. And I all of a sudden was invited to be a tour guide. So it was a little bit of a learning curve, but that was kind of an interesting thing to do. So that's how I got started with it. Well, with the tours, I particularly enjoy doing the tours with the young kids. Um, yeah, I love the young kids as a as a grandpa. It's just it's fun for me, and but in general, teaching people about the era. Um, teaching them and walking them through and trying to tell the stories of the men who served and about the ships and some of the sea stories and some of the specific ships, and try to get them the information that they're not getting, the history that they're not getting anymore in classrooms. I think is the part about it that I really enjoy most. I think that there are a couple places, but the 3-inch gun, we don't have a 5-inch. The 3-inch gun is a place I like to work with. The CIC and bridge, because when you start describing the way that these the 3-inch gun operated, when you start describing what they did in CIC, all of which didn't involve the use of a cell phone, all of which was 1940s technology, and the people, adults as well as youngsters, people are sort of in awe of what was able to be done, what was accomplished without having the current technology that we have. My father had 4 brothers, so there were 5 of them, close enough in age that they were all essentially eligible. So I had 2 uncles served in the Army, 2 uncles served in the Navy. My dad was rejected. He had some medical issue, but he went to work in the shipyards. He was in the Federal Shipbuilding shipyard over in New Jersey. The top memory that's really, really terrific was going to the meeting last year, the convention last year of the Destroy Escort Sailors Association, and meeting Julian Austin, I think was his name. He was a World War II vet. He served on the Chatelaine, USS Chatelaine, one of the DEs that captured the U-505, the German submarine. And meeting him, chatting with him, and getting a picture taken with him was really, really a thrill. I really enjoyed doing that. The length of my career at Plattsburgh, and everything else that I've ever done, this is one of the most rewarding things that I've ever participated in several different ways. The ship is a living and breathing artifact, and it's not something that you can pick up and hold in your hand and display, but it's a living and breathing thing. And I realized early on that teaching people about it, about the role that this type of ship had, about the men who served on it, again, the sea stories and such. It's the educational aspect of it is very, very rewarding for me. It's really, one of the things that I've done in my lifetime that I just really like doing. There's a camaraderie here. Again, sound a little hokey maybe, but there's a Slater family here, and being part of that is also very rewarding. I have met some of the nicest people that I've ever known. No, seriously, I've met everybody that involved in this ship. They are some of the nicest people I've ever known. I try to emphasize how much how much volunteer help we need to do for the mission of the ship. It's again, it is an artifact, but if we neglect it, it's not going to be here for very much longer. So it needs a tremendous amount of work to maintain, and it's really kind of particularly a really a form of satisfaction when someone comes through and comments on it. It's one of the best restored ships I've been on because I'm interested in history and I've been on a lot of them. So that's the interaction. I try to invite people to get more involved. I think a tank would be great. If I got a ticket, I guess tonight's one of the big drawings. You have $600 million or something like that. If I win tonight $600 million, I'll buy us a tank. We'll find enough space to put a 5-inch gun turret out there. I think a tank would be great.